Hey everyone, it's me again, Coral. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with my TBR for my NEWTS. For those who don't know, this is a continuation of the Owls Readathon that Book Roast started last year, and this is the second part to that. So like, in theory, you do your Owls. If you pass your Owls, you move on to your NEWTS for the classes that you took Owls for and passed. She set up this super freaking like extensive career guide. So this year, what you could do is pick a career out, and the career would tell you what Owls and NEWTS you needed to pass to get into your career. So for my Owls, I chose Magizoologist. So that's the career that I'm trying to get into, of course, because you know I love my animals, magic or not. For my Owls, I had to pass Care of Magical Creatures, Charms, Herbology, and Potions. So I passed those classes for my Owls, and then I got to move on to my NEWTS. Then for my NEWTS, I need to get an outstanding in Care of Magical Creatures, an excellent in Charms, and an excellent in Herbology. So altogether that is 7 books that I need to read in August to pass my NEWTS. Some careers are different, some are way more extensive. I feel like this one is pretty in the middle of the road. So for each subject, there are three prompts. For like, you have acceptable, excellent, outstanding. So each one will have 3 prompts. Some, like for example, Care of Magical Creatures, you won't have to do all 3 prompts for like I said, for Charms and Herbology, I only need to do 2 each to like pass my NEWTS for a Magizoologist shit, if that makes sense. I will definitely leave a link below to Book Roast's video about this because she created this. She can explain this better. She has documents, she has frequently asked questions and stuff like that. So if this doesn't make sense but it sounds interesting to you, please look up her, watch her video. She can give you the lowdown much better than I can. But this is my TBR for that. So I'm going to tell you the prompt that I have for each subject and the book that I picked for that. Okay, so my first class, Care of Magical Creatures. Okay, and the way you have to pass it is you have to do your acceptable, then your exceeds expectations. I was saying excellent before. Listen, I have read and watched Harry Potter numerous times. And then O for outstanding. So you have to do them in that order, A, E, O, to pass the grade. Obviously that makes sense. You can't score an A before you score a B, right? Does that make sense? I don't fucking know. So for Care of Magical Creatures, my acceptable is Follow the Spiders. Why couldn't it be Follow the Butterflies? A book title that starts with the letter A for Aragog. For this, I picked a short, sweet little novella I've been meaning to get to, A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. This is about a couple who find a house at the bottom of a lake, and they become like low-key obsessed with it. And I've only heard good things, of course, and I'm very excited to get to this one. So the prompt for exceeds expectations for Care of Magical Creatures is a book that is under 300 pages. That book I don't have yet, but I do plan on reading Something Borrowed, Something Blood-Soaked by Krista Carmen. Something Borrowed, Something Blood-Soaked by Krista Carmen. This is part of the Bloody Beach read-along for August. That one fits perfectly. It is under 300 pages, and there we go, right? I get my horror in. The prompt for outstanding for care of magical creatures is grab onto Fox's tail, read a book with a bird on the cover. And I was like, psh, you know what? There was gonna be like 10 books for me to pick from. And you know what? I found like 2. So I'm reading Blackbirds by Chuck Wendig. I've heard so many great things about this series. This is about a woman named Miriam Black who can see the way people are going to die, and she has never had the urge to alter that path that she sees for someone else until she meets someone named Lewis. And that's all I know about this. I know people lamented when this series was done, so I am very excited to watch this. To read this. Apparently it's going to be a TV series soon, so I'd definitely like to get this out of the way before then also. For my next subject, that is charms, I only need to fulfill 2 prompts for this, the acceptable and the exceeds expectations. For the acceptable prompt, it is read a book you think has a gorgeous cover, and I'm going to finally pick up The Gilgul by Henry Hotterman. This is such a work of art. Oh my gourd. This is about a bride who gets possessed by a German demon. That is what The Gilgul is. It's a novel of possession, as it says. I'm so ready for this one. For exceeds expectations, for charms is to read a comic, graphic novel, or a manga book, or a book that is under 150 pages. I really wanted to get Lock and Key Volume 2 for this, but it's still like 20 bucks on Amazon, and I just like can't spend 20 bucks on something I'm going to read in like an hour. I just can't justify it. So like, Amazon, lower your fucking prices. Instead, I'm going to pick up Gideon Falls Volume 1. I don't really know what this is about. I know that it's a horror graphic novel that people have been hollering about. Something about a Catholic priest, dark secrets. I don't know. But I've heard lots of good things about it, so I think I'm gonna like it. This will be a good one for a readathon too, because it's short and sweet. I can't stop yawning. And my eyes water, and it looks like I've been crying, and I promise I'm not crying. I just like never sleep very well. This is like my sleepy time of day where I feel like I need to take a nap for like 3 hours, and then I'm fine, and then I can't sleep at night. Even though I don't take a nap. I don't nap. What the fuck? Okay, let's see. For my last subject I need to do stuff for, that's herbology, and the acceptable prompt is Mandrake. Quick, put your headphones on, listen to an audiobook or a book with a green cover. Read a book with a green cover, I guess. I'm going to choose an audiobook, and I haven't decided what yet. So let's look on Overdrive and see what might be available, if anything interesting. Let me see. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to listen to the audiobook of And I Darken by Kirsten White. I have already read that book, but I got the second book, and it's been so long now that since I've read the first one, because I read that when it was first released, and I really liked it. But I know it was really political, and I know that I'm missing some of the nuances in that it's about this young woman and her brother. Their like father is, I don't know, the ruler of the Ottoman Empire, I think, or I can't even tell you for certain like what has gone on in the first book. And so it's a very political, it's about this young woman wanting to get into power, even though like she typically would not be, as a woman, like allowed to do that. So it's kind of interesting. I think that it might be kind of like a gender swap retelling of like Vlad the Impaler. So I'm curious as to where that will go. So I want to read the second book, but I have to reread the first book. So I think that's what I'm going to do for my audiobook, is I'm going to listen to that, and then I'll be able to read the second book and know what the crap has gone on. Okay, so my last book for the exceeds expectations prompt of herbology is to read a book between 350 and 900 pages. And luckily, Wilder Girls by Rory Power is 353 pages. It just narrowly fits in here. And I'm so excited about this book. It is about some young ladies at an all-girls school. Seems like it must be kind of secluded because they are kind of trapped there as this, I don't know, an illness kind of one by one kills everyone except for just a couple girls. They can't leave. So like I said, it must be isolated, or they must be afraid of what's going on outside of the school or something. And as they're waiting for a cure for whatever this thing is, one of the girls goes missing. So it seems, I don't know, it seems weird in such a great way. And I love this cover. I've only heard good things about this book so far, so I have very high expectations, which might not be good, but I can't help it. I've just heard so many good things. Okay, and that is my TBR for the NEWTS Readathon for August. I'm so excited. It is amazing the work that has been put into this readathon. Definitely check out Book Roast's video. Like I said, I'll leave a link to that in my description. And let me know if you're taking part. This thing has cotton. What the fuck kind of English is that? This thing has caught fire, and it's all the attention is well deserved, because I can't imagine putting together something this extensive. She's done, like, you can like do printouts, all this stuff, and like it is free. That is so nuts to me. That's it. That's all I have for you. This is my NEWTS TBR. I will be back in another video with the rest of my TBR for August, because there is some other stuff I need and want to get to. So I will catch you back soon. Until then, I will see you on the flip side.